Hello and welcome to Charter Local Edition Northwest. I'm Dana Cowley. Today we're on the beautiful Oregon coast and my guest is Oregon Senator Jeff Kruse. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure to be here.
One of the discussions that's going on for you going into this legislative session is trying to promote more interest and money to buy a second dredge for the coast.
Yes.
For people just learning about this or who might not live on the coast, can you explain to us what a dredge is and how it works?
Yes, I could do that. And quite honestly, what Mother Nature tends to do is when rivers empty into the ocean, they bring sediment down and the sediment settles. And what we have basically about every 30 miles on the Oregon coast, there is a river and there is a town, and fishing is a major economic driver on the Oregon coast. The Corps of Engineers historically, and still does, they do the dredging of the main channels for these ports. But what had been done for the last 20 years, basically, for dredging the boat basins, which is inside of the channel itself, which is kind of important because if the water isn't deep enough to launch your boat, you can't put a boat in. That has been done basically through earmarks in the federal budget by Congressman DeFazio. Well, a few years ago, Congress eliminated earmarks, okay? And so we had no revenue source. So we got together with the congressman and we developed a plan where the state actually put some money in. We got some money from the Harbor Trust Fund to do the dredging inside the boat basins. And what we also needed to acquire at that point in time was a portable dredge, which we did acquire. And this is its second season, and it is doing 3 communities this season. It did Brookings and then Gold Beach, and then Alsea is going to be the third one. But we realized at the beginning of all of this that one dredge could not cover the entire Oregon coast because the season when you can do the work is about a 2.5 month window of opportunity.
Oh.
So it has been our plan to, and we got bonding money in for the purchase of the dredge, which happened during the last bonding cycle. Our plan is in 17 to try to get money in the next bonding cycle to purchase the second dredge. Now, the one thing we're going to need to be able to prove to the other members of the legislature is the fact that we are being successful with what we are doing. And there have been some hiccups along the road because we've asked ports who, for the most part, have been independent operators forever to play nice with other kids in the sandbox, okay? And there have been some bumps in that. And so one of the things we're going to do at the end of September, I will go to a meeting of all of the ports in the state, all the port managers and most of their commissioners, and I'm going to tell them what reality is. And you know, if you want this, this is what you have to do, so we can demonstrate to the Legislative Assembly that we are being successful.
And just out of curiosity, what does a dredge cost?
The dredge cost, the initial cost was about $800,000, so it wasn't that much. But it's, you know, it takes at least 3 people to operate it, okay? And because it's portable, you have to truck it from place to place. So you got to have all of that stuff. And maintenance on big vehicles like that is not cheap. So
right.
So we are figuring probably in the neighborhood of $2 to $3 million a year to operate it during the season.
But that's really essential to keep these ports open, operating, and then keep the seafood industry running.
Oh, so absolutely. I mean,
perhaps a small cost there can compare to the benefit.
I mean, the only coastal ports at this point that don't need that sort of help are basically Coos Bay and Newport. Coos Bay because it's a major commercial port, and Newport because the Coast Guard's there. So, you know, but all of our other ports up and down the coast really need our ability to leverage federal dollars and some state dollars and do the work that needs to be done in a logical and sequential way to make sure that the needs of all the ports are being met.
Thank you. Thank you for explaining that, and thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
We appreciate you being here on Charter Local Edition Northwest. This is Senator Jeff Kruse. I'm Dana Cowley, and thanks for watching.